Okay.
Okay, hey guys, this is Yu from the Coffee Lingual channel. Today, what are we going to be doing?
I just want you to explain
Okay.
about different coffee beans and how to choose coffee. Like, here we are in Fusco
We're in
Coffee,
Fusuku Coffee, yes.
our local
It's
coffee
in,
shop.
yeah, the local coffee shop in
And
Fukuoka.
I don't know if you can see, but there are, like, hold on, a lot of different kinds of coffee.
Can you see the tags?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So if you're like me, you have no idea. Ethiopian, his original blend, Guatemala, Brazil, Ethiopia. Yeah, basically there's a whole lot of different kinds, and I just want you to maybe explain simply for people like me who have no clue when they go to a coffee shop like this, how to choose.
How to choose the coffee.
Yeah.
So now coffee is getting like huge everywhere, and in Japan it's like a big thing. So most coffee shops they roast their own coffee, and they have several like varieties, and usually you first have the countries, like different countries and where they come from, and then sometimes you can get even more specialized, meaning you can also see like which part of the country it comes from, and then what farm it comes from, or like what estate it comes from. So that's pretty cool, and sometimes like you can also understand the characteristics, and also the roast degrees is something that is something you can
so
understand.
let's
So
have
let's
a
just
look.
see.
Yeah.
So for example, this one's written Tanzania and then honey. So Tanzania is obviously the country where it comes from.
Yeah.
And then honey, this is just like a way that it's processed. So there's basically about three types: washed, honey processed, and then dry processed.
So they use honey? They actually no.
It's no, the reason that they say it's like honey processed is because it gives off this honey like fragrance, or like honey like taste.
Okay.
That's why. But sometimes you can find something like this one here. This one's natural.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is processed in a way where like the coffee is sort of dried on like a bed.
Yeah.
And it's usually the coffee seeds. They have this skin, or they have basically it's a fruit. So
Okay. Yeah.
once they take off the meat, they just let it dry. So that's what the natural means.
Oh, okay,
Like
yeah.
they just let it dry.
So how does all this affect the taste?
So every like coffee, So every coffee has its own like distinct taste. Usually the better quality, the Arabica or the specialty coffee, they have a really like strong personality. So it's different for every like coffee shop, and where you get which lot or which farm you get it from.
Okay.
So no coffee is really like the same, basically.
That's cool.
But you just have to try, keep trying, and keep like comparing. That's one way to find out like the differences. And also the roast degrees. So let's just show you like the different roasts. So for example, if you look at this one here, it has a bit of this light sort of I don't know, like a light brown cinnamony sort of color.
Yeah.
This one is a light roast,
Okay.
and usually this tends to be a lot more acidic. Like it's a bit more sour,
Okay.
but not in a bad way, in like
Yeah.
a good way. And then when you roast a little bit more, you get to somewhere here. This is a bit more like chocolatey, I guess.
yeah.
A bit more chocolatey. This has a lot of balance, so it's like acidic and then bitter. So this one, lots of cafes they like to say medium roast.
Medium, okay.
Medium roast, yeah. And then when we get a lot darker, we get to like they usually say French roast, or sometimes you say dark roast.
Okay.
This one is a lot more bitter. Sometimes you don't even feel the acidity. You don't taste the acidity. So if you like really like strong bitter sort of coffee, bittersweet coffee, this is something you should go for. And then if you want something more balanced, go for the medium roast. If you want something more acidic or light, you should go for the light roast.
Okay, thanks. That's useful.
So okay, you can point it back at me. But Yeah, so I don't know, what else should I explain?
Oh yeah, what I want to know is like, what's the difference between, there are two kind of types, right? Arabica and what's the other one?
Robusta,
Robusta,
or
yeah.
Canafora, but Robusta, yeah, they usually say Robusta.
Yeah.
So Robusta is the one that's sort of less quality. It's
Mm.
used in like lots of instant coffee, or
Yeah.
you know, like the blends that you find in the big stores, retail
Mm.
stores. Those are the ones. Sometimes some cafes use it for blends, but it's not good as it's as a like if you drink it like just as itself, like as a Robusta coffee, it's not really good. So you usually have to add milk, whatnot. But now, like, you know, people are starting to move to Arabica, which is much better, but it's more difficult to grow because the climate, whatnot, you know, where you have to grow it is, it's a bit more challenging, but it's much better quality. So usually when we deal with like coffee shops, it's mostly Arabica. Like you
Okay.
don't find any Robusta, so which is fine, like which is okay.
Yeah.
And then like in the Arabica, there's the best, the highs, and then the lows. And nowadays in Japan, lots of coffee shops are buying the high end,
Oh yeah.
and those are the ones known as like specialty coffee.
Oh okay.
You know,
So what does that mean though? Like, what is specialty coffee? Like,
basically it's traceable. You know where it's from.
okay.
It tastes really good. Fragrance amazing. You know, you
Yeah.
can tell its distinctness, and I think most times it goes through some kind of like a qualification process by, you know, a certified instructor, like a coffee instructor, and they give a certain amount of points to that coffee. So that's one way you can also, like, I guess, categorize it as
Yeah.
specialty coffee. Like it's really good, and it qualifies, you know, different aspects of a good quality coffee. I guess something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, is there anything else you want to know, or as someone who wants to like buy coffee